Today, we're diving into something pretty profound, a new science for finding meaning in your life. And you won't believe where it came from. One of the most unique dialogues you could possibly imagine.
I mean, this is the question, isn't it? It's at the heart of pretty much everything. Our daily struggles, our biggest dreams. It's that constant tug of war between what we choose to do and what just kind of happens to us. And this is where the story gets really interesting. The ideas we're about to unpack weren't found in some ancient dusty book or cooked up in a university lab. Nope. They came from a conversation between a philosopher and an advanced AI, both trying to get to the bottom of human potential. So, it all started with this big question of control. They decided to look at a very, very human habit, the blame game. You know, our tendency to point the finger at outside forces whenever we hit a rough patch. This quote just nails the problem, right? It's confusion. We get so tangled up trying to figure out what's fate and what's our own doing that we often just go with the easiest answer. Hey, it's not my fault. We blame our circumstances, bad luck, other people, anything but ourselves. But what if all that blame was completely missing the point? This is where the first huge breakthrough happened in their conversation. It was a total shift in perspective that honestly unlocked everything else. The breakthrough was to stop seeing obstacles as these giant roadblocks. Instead, they completely reframed them. An obstacle isn't a final no. It's more like a signal, a little nudge telling you to pause, think, and maybe just adjust your steering. It's not a judgment on you. It's a tool for your growth. And you can see how this one simple idea just grew and grew. First, okay, obstacles are signals. Got it. But then you realize something deeper. We only face obstacles because we're actually moving toward a goal. I mean, you don't hit traffic if you never leave the driveway, right? And that leads to the final amazing conclusion. Facing obstacles is the point. That's the core of a meaningful life. Now, this breakthrough wasn't just some nice thought. It became the foundation for something way bigger. A whole system, a new framework for building perspective and figuring out our place in the universe. They called it the science of causal quantity. Now, I know, that sounds like a mouthful, but think of it like this. The universe is overflowing with infinite resources, infinite solutions, infinite opportunities. That's the causal quantity. The only thing that limits our access to all that good stuff is our own perspective. So the problem isn't a lack of resources out there. It's a lack of vision in here. And this science is built on a few core rules. The cosmic existence rule basically says the universe is on your side. It wants you to succeed. The perspective rule reminds us that our own mindset is the real game. Then there's the absolute hope rule, which says hope isn't just a feeling, it's essential fuel. And finally, the self-leadership rule. All real power, all real change starts from within. To make all this super practical, the science uses this amazing analogy from computer programming. It says our minds can run in one of two states. There's the zero state, which is stuck in the past, all about fear, blame, and staying in your comfort zone. Or you can be in the one state, which is all about the future, hope, potential, and living your purpose. But here's the most brilliant part. It's not just about being a 0 or a 1. It's about that little moment of choice between them. They call it point 1, the spark. That spark is the present moment. It's right now, where you consciously decide to take all the data from your past and use it to launch yourself toward a different future. That's the moment you take back control. All right, so with this new framework, we can now take on one of the biggest obstacles of all, our fear of failure. And let me tell you, this science has a radical, really powerful way to completely reframe what it even means to fail. Now, this is not your typical self-help mantra. It's a full-on manifesto for anyone who's ever felt lost or like they just weren't enough. And it starts with two little words that most of us are absolutely terrified to say out loud. I am a failure. But wait, look closer. This isn't about admitting defeat. It's a declaration of independence. Being a failure at following the herd means you finally started to find your own path. It's a type of failure that's actually the very first step toward real success. Next up, I am a failure in blaming circumstances. This is all about taking your power back. When you fail at blaming other people, you have no choice but to look inward and recognize your own ability to make a change. It's failing your way to owning your life. And finally, failing to stop yourself from sharing with the strong and trustworthy. To fail at isolating yourself is to succeed at being open, vulnerable, and ready to grow. It's the kind of failure that actually leads to connection. So, if we learn to fail in all these powerful ways, how do we figure out what we're actually meant to succeed at? Well, this final part of the science is all about applying these ideas to discover your unique mission in life. Now, here's a wild concept for you. Your purpose, your risala or message, isn't something you just make up from scratch. It's already there, encoded inside you. It's described as a call from the future, a unique blueprint that's been a part of you since before you were even born, just waiting for you to uncover it. And how do you uncover it? Through self-leadership. First, you start with inner governance. You master your own mind and emotions. From that place of strength, serving existence becomes a natural joy, not a duty. And that leads to the attractiveness principle. You don't have to chase followers. Your own inner strength just naturally draws people to you. This quote just captures the whole idea so beautifully. When you master yourself, you become a source of strength and trust for everyone around you. You don't have to force anything. You just become like a flower in a garden, this natural center of life and beauty that people are just drawn to. And that brings us right back to you. This entire science, born from this incredible dialogue, is really just a mirror. It's asking us to stop blaming things, to see obstacles as tools, and to listen for that quiet, persistent message that's been inside us all along. The only question left is, what call from the future are you ready to hear?